Good morning. We got another fun project today and also some good news. I know you can't see it, but I'm finally recording on something other than my phone. So we had a nice camera that got bought for us for a while ago, but we lost the charger, finally got a new one. So we got this new camera. Hopefully the quality is going to be better from now on. And today's project involves this big monster right here. So let me set this down real quick. So basically, got the ditch, or the trencher, the ditch witch, whatever you want to call it, because we're going to start running ditches for the new electrical to the mobile home. We're also going to run electrical to the fire pit, and then we're going to do a trench all the way over there to the pond to start filling that thing up. All right, so here's a look at the trencher. So this is a 36-inch depth walk behind trencher. And basically, like I was saying before, right here is where the electrical pole that the power company is actually going to put in. So you can see way down here, this is our main line. So they're going to actually set a new pole here with the box there, the transformer box. So we'll run our line over here and right where the well house is, and you can see those pieces of conduit. That's where we're going to put the H-frame, and that'll go to our house. Okay, so here's most of the supplies. There's a couple more in the well house, so you can see all of our conduit. And then right here where this stake is in the ground is going to be approximately where the H-frame goes. What the H-frame is, essentially it's a just a couple 4x4s and some 1x4, 1x6, whatever. So it'll just kind of turn into a little framed out thing, and then the meter box sets right in it. And then from there, it'll get trenched over to the house pad. We're also going to trench from here over to the fire pit area. Let's see, can I zoom in? Oh, look at that beautiful zoom on this camera. Finally. So yeah, we'll run electrical over there, put an outlet on one of those boxes. Okay, so we had some technical difficulties to start. The trencher didn't seem to be working right, and it's hard to say for sure whether or not it is, but we kind of got it going a little bit better. So as you can see, my dad's starting to trench from the main power line or power pole over towards the well house. So I'll pick up the camera and show you kind of what it looks like. Okay, so here's our line. So it started off where we weren't really getting a lot of depth, and it appeared that the throttle cable on the machine was just not set quite right, but we were able to do some stuff and get it kind of working. So I don't think we're going to return it, just because it's a 35-minute drive over there and 35-minute drive back, plus load up time, and today is my Sunday, so it's you know, hard to take time off work. Okay, so here is the end of the first trench. Basically, right about here is where the H-frame is going to go. If you don't know what an H-frame is, you'll see here in just a little bit. But essentially, it's just some wood that we're going to build into about the shape of an H, and that's where the meter box is going to go. And from this ditch, going this way, we're going to run a trench all the way to that first railroad tie that's sticking up, and then we'll have an outlet over there, so our string lights and all that stuff. Apparently he doesn't want you guys to be able to hear me talking. Anyways, so I'm gonna keep kind of getting all the loose dirt out of here, and then he's gonna start running the trencher that way. Okay, on this one he's running an actual piece of string, because not that it's super important. This one got a little bit crooked. So he's gonna run this piece of string over to his destination so that he'll have something to follow. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of the line, or the end of the trench, I should say, for the fire pit area. So what we'll do is we'll just run our conduit somewhere over here. We haven't totally made up our mind, but likely on this post right here, on one side or the other, we'll just put a standard outdoor outlet box so that we can have a couple things to plug in, and it'll be nice just to have power over here for whatever we need. We are making some pretty good progress with the trencher. So we got everything done over there to the fire pit. Of course, we got this part done. So now we're going to start tackling the pond trench. I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous clips, but we're going to be running a plumbing line all the way to this corner of the pond right there, because we are going to be using the well water to fill the pond during seasons where maybe we're not getting enough rain. So about where my dad is where we're going to connect the trench, and then about 3 or 4 feet from the road, all the way down. Okay, well, I have been digging for quite a while. I'm still trying to dig up the septic line. Basically, I found it, but there was probably about an 8-foot section of dirt that we didn't trench with the, you know, the big mechanical trencher, just because we didn't locate that septic pipe first. What we should have done is we should have dug, found the septic pipe, because that only took about, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, and then we could have trenched as far up to it as possible, skipped over it, and then kept trenching. Instead, we left a big old gap for no reason, and it's taking a lot more time this way. But it's just part of it, you know. You win some choices, lose some choices. So I'm gonna go walk over there and see what's going on with my dad. He's probably 2/3, I'd say, to the pond. So let's go check it out. So again, just to give you an idea of how far this is, he is all the way down. But again, I am so happy that I got this camera working, because I'm able to finally zoom in and keep a good quality photo for you guys. But I'm standing way over here. Alright, I'm gonna walk over there. So all the water that you can see in the pond right now is from one big rainstorm that we got, probably been about a week now, maybe a little bit more, and it's still holding really well. So I know some of you guys had expressed concerns about this soil that we were digging not holding water, but this water's been here for quite some time, and it's really not going anywhere. You could see at one point it had gotten up to that line, but that's been probably more than a month since it was that full. So it's definitely holding water. The pipe, or the trench, is going to go all the way to about here as far as he can get it, and somewhere right here we'll have a little fountain that'll kind of shoot water off into the pond, so it'll act as an aerator and also a way for us to keep the pond filled with the well water if we're not getting enough rain during the season. So we got started at about, I think it was about 9 o'clock this morning. Might have been just a little bit before that, but I just wanted to show you how significant these trenchers are. So of course this was our starting point right here. We went over to there. That was the first stop, and then from there we went over all the way this way and made it to that corner, and then from here, well, really from that little angle there all the way this way to that spot over there. So I'm sure on camera it doesn't look nearly as significant as it is in person, but I want to say when we shot it, this length here from the pond basically to the well house was 140 yards. So that gives you an idea. We actually had to go a little bit more because we connected them here rather than making a straight line from the well. But that trencher saved us weeks of work. If we were to do that by hand, I don't even think I would do it. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So they're beautiful machines. It costed $270 for the day, and that was including the little trailer. That way I didn't have to pull my big flatbed. So they gave me the little trailer and the machine for 270 bucks for the day for a 24-hour period. So I think it's well worth the money, just because the amount of time and physical pain that I saved. So anyways, we're all done trenching. Okay, so we went on a little trip and got a big old thing of pipe. So that is 500 feet of poly pipe, and that'll be heading out to the pond. So we're just going to unroll it right now. It is pretty hot, so hopefully the heat will kind of help soften it up and let it lay flat. Oh boy. Oh, look at our little hippo. I found a hippo. Ollie, what are you doing, buddy? Remy. Come here. Remy, come on. Oh, ready? Oh, she wants this stick. Ready? They're coming back. Okay, well, now that we're done watching the dogs play, just wanted to show you. So we got the poly pipe all rolled out. So we started from this end. We left this tail. What we're probably gonna do, oh, she's back. What we're probably gonna do is we'll put like a 4x4 or something sticking up. The pipe will run up the top, and then we'll have some kind of high pressure sprinkler type fixture at the top, so that it'll spray out towards the middle of the pond, and of course it'll fill it, but it'll act as a aeration system as well. So that's kind of the plan, and we rolled it all out. We're gonna have to backfill it, but I'm gonna keep watching the dogs play. So Ollie just loves, after he gets wet, he has to roll in the grass. Look at that face. Look at that happy dog. You want this? Go get it. Come on. Ollie, come here. Oliver, come on. Come here. Let's see, he's gonna go off the cliff. Come on. Ollie, come. Look at that leap. Good boy. Okay, so we have the pond pipe here all the way up to this joint, and then this ditch is all the electrical. So this ditch is about 3 feet, and then this one's about 2 or so. So we're gonna have to leave this part aside, do all the electrical conduit first, and then this will go on top of it. So I know it looks kind of like a mess right now, but pretty much everything is almost in its final destination. This black pipe is the water line for the pond, and then these are the two uprights for the electrical. So the 2-inch conduit is what's going to be going into the meter from the power pole. This 1-inch conduit is what's coming from the fire pit up into the meter box. So the next thing we're going to have to do is actually build the whole H-frame structure, and then the meter box will sit right on top of this. We'll trim all the wires up and start filling in holes. And then the water line, there was kind of a line here, we're going to trench by hand something small, and it'll go about right here into the through the well house, and then the actual connection is on the inside of the well house. Okay, so here's the first step. We went ahead and buried the 4x4s that are going to be used for the H-frame. So from the front, it's obviously not going to be crooked like that, but the two 4x4s will go up. We'll put some 2x4s on here, and then the box will sit right kind of on this side of the wood, and all the cables will go right up. So let's get that done. Alright, so here's a look. Still not fully done, but the H-frame is pretty much framed out, and you can see the meter and breaker box are almost hooked up. We just got to run the wires into the right spaces, and then it'll be all done. Alrighty, here's a final look at the H-frame. We got it pretty much all finished up. Most of the wiring on the inside is actually done. We'll have to just do a little bit of stuff later on, but it's pretty well secure. The county folks will just have to come install the meter right there, and that's pretty much it. And we pretty much cleaned up all the ditches. So this is where we sent the line over to the fireplace or fire pit. Over here, this is the only part we didn't fully fill in. So that tube you see coming up is what's going to go through the well house, connect to the well, and that is for the pond. And then everything this way is pretty well cleaned up. And that side over there is the electrical that's going to hook up to the pole. So basically you can see the overhead, well, you can't really see them. There's overhead lines right here. They're going to drop in a pole right there.